Good afternoon. When I was first invited to come and speak to you, I had this dilemma, and that's why the title of my presentation changed, because I believe in change and that everything should change if it has to change. So finally we came up with change the way you see you, and you will change the way life treats you. What am I talking about, actually? Remember when you were little and then they would dress you up anytime visitors come home to visit your family? And then when you were able to dress up yourself, then you would dress up for school occasions, and then obviously we pay so much attention to have a great big wedding and what type of car we drive and hair and all that. So we put so much investment in our appearance, and I would like to say more often than not we are just putting up appearances. What does that do? It makes a person look really like some kind of a Swiss cheese. You try and imagine you go into a supermarket, you buy a nice packet of cheese, perfect packaging, all wrapped up very nicely, all looking so exciting. Then you go home, unwrap it, and all of a sudden there is cheese, but there's holes in it. And then you say, hey, hang on a second. I paid all this money for a slab of expensive cheese, and they sold me air? Then let's go back to putting up appearances. That's exactly what it is. You put up appearances, you invest so much time to look good, to look fantastic, to create this great impression of you, but when someone scratches the surface, they see these big holes of Swiss cheese-like, and they say, well, this person, not really 100%. So I'm trying to call on your mind to understand your substance. What is it that you contain inside yourself, and to nourish that substance, because that is the one that's going to set you up for a path of success. We all have one life, let's not waste it, but the fact is that in that life we are all made out of the same material. Good and well, we talked about organ donations, so mine will fit in probably many of you. What I want to bring out with this statement, we all made of the same material, is that there is no genetic predisposition to becoming successful in life. We all have the same ingredients inside of us in terms of molecules and atoms and how our bodies function. Our genes are by and large extremely similar, so there is no genetic predisposition to success. But there is something that we experience throughout our life which is called conditioning. What happens? Many of you may remember how at some point in your childhood you grabbed a hot saucepan on the stove and you burnt your fingers, and some of you may even have scars to show it. That experience, 100%, instantly entered your brain and cemented itself there. And you clearly understood the hot saucepan is dangerous kind of wisdom. And you never in your life needed to touch the hot saucepan again to confirm that wisdom that you've learned and that you're going to stay with for the rest of your life. Then probably the next thing that comes to mind is how we all go to people, because we are social animals, we all go to other people for experiences or for engagement or for advice and so on. So we tend to group ourselves. And by grouping ourselves, from the earliest days, like you're in pre-primary school, you are already grouped in a group. You go to primary, secondary school, you are in a group. You choose your course at the university, you are in a group with other people, at the same course, the same university. You group yourselves when you play sports. You group yourselves when you go to fellowship. So you are looking at being with people who have similar interests, who have similar way of upbringing, similar norms, similar morals, and so on. And that's why you stick together. And that is only natural. But the problem I have with that is that we're about, close to 8 billion people on the planet, and if we are all similar to each other because we want to drive similar cars, live in a similar house, have a similar way of family life, we have a problem because we are all kind of the same. And success usually follows people who are a little bit different, who aren't just the same. Success, in fact, demands that you have something very different in you and that you build on that something. So, what do you want? When you say, I want, normally on your lips is the continuation of, I want a pair of fancy shoes, or I want the latest phone, or I want the new portable speaker because this one is not working. So these are the wants that are the most common wants because they are all over the place. Something breaks down, you want the other one. You want to replace, or you've seen something you like, you want it. But the words I want are actually a very powerful two words. I am the center of my universe, and want, that is like the undisputable state of mind. Like, you're not going to convince me otherwise, because I didn't say I maybe perhaps would like to, or I might need. I said I want, meaning I'm sure. So what do you want? And how many of you on a daily basis say, I want those new shoes, I want to watch TV, I want to buy a new laptop? And how many of you say, I want to graduate, I want to start a business right after that, and in my second year of operation, I want to have a $2 million turnover? Now, this is a different want. This is a powerful want that projects into the future, but normally when we have these big wants, we kind of put them on the back burner. Like, I want all that, but I'm not going to really do anything because I'm busy now and I don't know, the boyfriend is coming home, I need to cook. And so our big wants are somewhere there, but we aren't sure how to tackle them. Now, one thing that I want you to do is to look inside of you. Because going on a path of success literally means you have to be sure of who you are, what you want, and where you're going. But if you don't look inside of you to find out what ingredients have been put into you, you may make some serious missteps in the beginning. I wish someone sat me down and said, look inside of you, what are you really made of? When I was 15, 16, 18. But they didn't. So I would like to share this experience of mine and my trial and errors with you now. Maybe it will be useful. What's inside? What kind of a person are you? Are you patient? Are you kind? Are you happy? Are you cheerful? Do you want to work with people? Do you want to work alone? Do you make decisions through painstaking analysis of your situation, or do you follow your gut feeling? What is inside of you? Take note of these characteristics because they are there and they make you who you are. And they are your substance. So if you know them well, they will help you build your life, your career on that substance. Find your passion. In brief, when I was little, I thought I was going to be a stewardess. Then I grew up a bit, and then everyone in the house was freaking out that I was going to be a veterinarian because my mother was tearing her hair off because there were lizards without tails and sickly kittens popping out of every drawer in the house. I kept rabbits inside the kitchen cabinet until they discovered them. So soon after that, I studied biochemistry. I believed I was going to be the scientist. I could have been the one to find the COVID vaccine today, but somehow I took a swing and went to study fine art. Then I came to Uganda without graduating, and I found myself in the career of media, advertising, and broadcasting. And that's what I've been doing for the better part of my life here. But then again, I cook some amazing lunches and dinners, so I overfeed my people at home and my friends and visitors and so on. And then I have a big-ish farm full of animals, including horses, and I'm the vet on duty because the nearest veterinarian is like 2 hours away. I still paint, though I don't exhibit. So I'm still living all my forgotten passions, and I hope that one day one of them may come back and become what is me. And I'm true to myself. Now, find your passion, because that is the thing you will put into everything you do. And when you do that thing, it will just be magic. Passion will wake you up every day, and it will make you embrace your day as if it's going to be the best day ever of your life. And it will make you do it over and over again. Then last night, as I was going through my notes, this turned up on Twitter, and I think it's very timely. It's by Chris Kirubi. Life is too short to only live for Fridays. Find your passion and live your purpose every day. No need to say anything. What's success? What is that thing, success? Where are we heading? In our twisted society, success may be deemed to be a politician who has managed to swindle taxpayers' money, or some young dude with gold chains and a suitcase of cash in front of him and his photo circulating on social media. Success could be a musician who's popular. It could be a socialite. It could also be, I don't know, a business tycoon. But don't deceive yourself. That is not success. Success is something that you create, alone or with others. Success is that thing that makes you feel so good about yourself and people who worked on it with you. Success is when your name is connected with positive stories. And success is also when you can give a hand to others and uplift them on your journey. Success is when people greet you and you know exactly at which point in time you touched each other and you walked that journey together. Success is the ability to look at everyone's eyes and be straight, stand straight and upright in front of them, knowing that you've done good things together. Here, I need to mention a speaker who spoke a few minutes ago, Solomon King. Don't forget to dream. When I think of people who dream and dream big, I think of Solomon. He's in my mind. And this is the quote by Edward Monckton: "Live your dreams, except for that one about being eaten by the giant spider." On the journey, sharing is extremely important. But not sharing what's in your pocket, no. Sharing that means like sharing of yourself, where you sit down with someone, have a good conversation. Give advice. I'm an expert in giving advice, even if nobody asks. And when I give it, I'll give it once and twice and third time for good measure. And people may roll their eyes like, okay, here she goes again. But I know that at some point in time, when they need that advice, I'll pop up in their mind. And they'll say, She was right about this. So share of yourself in abundance. It is ever, ever so important. Because when you share, you also get, you also receive. You share your knowledge, you share your expertise, you get other people's knowledge and expertise back. Early on, I should have mentioned that guy in the classroom who raises his hand so excitedly and says, "Teacher, teacher, me." And then the teacher says, "Yeah, of course, answer the question." And then he gets it completely wrong. And then the whole classroom bursts into laughter. And everyone's laughing at him. And one thing that stops us from doing the right thing or taking the right path is exactly that moment of laughter that you didn't want to receive, you didn't want to be laughed at. And in life you will see people and you will know them, people who have been in such situations, because they never talk in meetings. They never open their mouth in a meeting. Now imagine how much experience, how much knowledge is locked up inside someone who's an adult and who is not sharing of themselves. Let's not be like that. So at the end, because that's where we're at, let me sum up. Encourage others. Why I'm saying encourage others? We are too busy. There is no time for anything. The digital sphere and everything is, we're just running. So what I do to honor this statement of encourage others, I roll down my window and I say good morning to a traffic policeman, any random traffic policeman. What I get back is this broad smile and a big good morning, and that feeling that by just saying two little words, I have made someone's day, I have charged their batteries to continue doing the work they're doing, I have made them feel appreciated and respected. So it does not cost anything to say good morning or to give courage to others. At the end, be the light. A candle will not die if it lights another. On the contrary, there'll be more light. So try to go back, to sum up what I was talking about. Be different. Do not be the same. Make sure you know what substance is in you, what makes you as a person. Find out where is your passion and pursue it. Connect with others and share of yourself and encourage people that you meet on your way. If I can give you that courage and inspiration to wake up tomorrow and start making some changes on the way you are, if I can give you some inspiration to look into yourself and discover yourself on a path of your journey, then my job here today is done. Thank you.